Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because I'm finally going to be trying an indie brand that I have wanted to try for so long, and that is Sigil Inspired by Tammy Tanuka. It's a Russian indie brand that I have heard so many good things about, but they specialize in loose pigments, and I'm not really into loose pigments all that much, so I have been waiting for them to have a release that really spoke to me. And they finally released their very first eyeshadow palette. I'm so excited to be holding this in my hands today. It actually arrived to me rather quick, which we'll go through the shipping and everything in just a moment, but that's what we're going to be playing with today. Before we jump into the swatches and eye look and everything for this video, I did just want to quickly say welcome back to my channel, or hello for the first time. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I love to talk about indie makeup brands like Sigil Inspired. So if you want to see more content for brands that either you've never heard of or maybe you just don't hear that many people speaking about, this is definitely the channel for you. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now let's go ahead and jump right on in. This is the Peaceful Earth Dragons palette, and it retails for 2,500 Russian rubles, which is about $33.18 according to Google, and the shipping was 500 rubles, which is about $6.64. However, I did notice that the estimation Google was giving me was making the American dollar a little bit lower in value than what I actually paid, because my order personally came through as $35.72 for the palette and the international shipping. I ordered this on August 14th, it shipped August 20th, and it made it to me September 2nd, so it took about 2.5 weeks in total, which is kind of crazy. I was not expecting this for quite a while. And also, I just want to show you quickly what it looked like when it arrived. It was wrapped so beautifully. It was just very unique, and I had to go ahead and do a quick little video before I opened it up. It actually did come in a bubble envelope, a small one, and I was very surprised to see that none of the shadows broke given the packaging that it came in, because it did not come in a box, but luckily all the shadows came perfectly. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So here's what it looks like. It is a little 6-pan grungy color story. It is so beautiful. These shimmers look stunning, and this shade right here shifts from green to gold. It's one of my favorite type of shades, so I just feel like this is going to be the perfect little grungy neutral palette for me. I'm so excited that this was the first color story they came out with, and I believe that they are coming out with more. I think this palette is only going to be available for approximately 3 months, and it's been out for a few weeks now, so maybe like 2 months or so more. I know that the full size was sold out last time I checked, but I'll make sure to link it down below, and they also do have a mini travel size version of this. That one is very, very, very tiny shadows. It's basically just a sampling, but it is a really cute little option. I'll leave a picture on screen as well just so you can see it, because I think it's a very unique thing. I don't think I've ever seen another brand do a sample eyeshadow palette with the exact same everything as the bigger palette. Okay, the last little bit of information I wanted to mention before we jump into touching the shadows, because trust me, I cannot wait, is that there is one shade in this palette, which is the shade 01. I believe it's this one right here, and that is the one that is limited edition, and I believe that the rest are going to be available as singles if I understood correctly from their Instagram post. It was translated from Russian to English, so I'm not sure if I got everything correct, because Instagram translation not exactly the most ideal, but they do have all the shades numbered on the back instead of names, so that will be helpful as we go along, because everything here is in Russian. And then lastly, the palette does have 26mm pans, and then in my order they also did go ahead and include a few different samples. 2 of these are eyeshadow samplings and 1 is a blush sampling, so I thought we could go ahead and swatch those as well. So let's jump into the swatches. I have very, very high hopes. Also, I should have said it, even though the packaging is pretty simple, it actually is weighted and it feels really, really nice and high quality. So let's go ahead, let's swatch. So the very top row, 028, 030, and 029. Okay, so 028, let's see, okay, that is feeling more like a satin, but it's kind of like a sagey green shade. Super beautiful. It feels kind of thick, creamy. It's reminding me a little bit of the way the Sydney Grace metallics feel just from first touch. And then the shade 030 is the one I am the most excited about. Ooh, that's so beautiful. I don't know if you can see the shift. It kind of has like a blue base to it, and then I can see green and gold. It reminds me of, I want to say Corrosion from Cliona, except not quite as sparkly. It's more of, again, like a thick metallic texture. And then the matte shade, what was that? Was it 028, I think? Ooh, that's super pigmented. I just barely touched the pan. It's kind of like the perfect mixture of a mustardy, pukey, browny, greeny shade that looks delicious. Actually, I shouldn't say it looks pukey and delicious. Maybe not my best adjectives to throw together, but anyways, let's go ahead and swatch. Oh my goodness, super pigmented. Look at that one. Oh, I love that. Kind of matches the little accent on my nails, which is Girl Power from Lights Lacquer. And then there's the matte, which feels pretty smooth overall. And you know, I never mention this because I just don't even think to say it, but if you are new to my channel, I literally never do anything to my arm. Like, I never put any primer or lotion or anything on. It's just bare skin. Just throwing it out there because I know some people do like to use primer for their swatches. For the last 3 shades, we have 01, 031, and 032. So 01 looks like a beautiful, oh my gosh, a beautiful bronze shade. That one is a little bit more, I don't know if you can tell, it has a lot more texture to it. It's a little bit looser in the pan, but my goodness, okay, I just have to swatch that right away. Look at that bronzy goodness. That's so pretty. Okay, who am I fawning over a bronze shadow? I don't know. And then 31 is actually another satiny shade. I thought that this was going to be a matte, but I think that it is so soft that I would still be able to use it as a matte, and it's just like a chocolate brown. And then the last matte in here, there's actually only 2 true mattes. This other one, the 032, is like a really nice deep brown as well. So let's see. Okay, yeah, I could definitely use that as a matte. The shine on that is so minimal. And then there's the other shade. Okay. So that looks like my dream grungy neutral palette. I am so excited. I mean, this is my first time ever, I was about to say my first time ever hearing anything about their pressed shadows, but like I've literally never seen anyone ever review them. So I was definitely like taking a chance with this purchase. I didn't know if I was going to love it or what kind of quality I was walking into, but I think that this palette looks stunning. I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and do the little testers really quick as well. First one here is called She Who Praises the Moonlight. Way to just use half the pigment in my swatch. But there's what that looks like, and it's basically just like a blue brown pigment. It looks really pretty. This other pigment looks so beautiful. It's called Dragon Rider of the Sun. So there's what that looks like, and it's kind of like a golden green blue shade. It kind of reminds me of the shade here in the palette, except a little bit lighter. The green is more lime, and it is super sparkly. Wow, that's beautiful as well. Okay, I'm slightly regretting not getting more pigments from them when I made my order. And then this last one here is a blush tester called Maple Clouds. I wasn't even thinking about this. I already did blush today, but we can still go ahead and swatch it. Okay, so there's what that blush looks like. It's just kind of looks like a terracotta shade. I'm really not a loose blush kind of person. Oh, that's actually kind of pretty. Okay, I'm still not a loose blush kind of person, but there's what that one looks like. And I should mention too that these samples actually look really cool. My hand looks super dirty, but there's the cap of the sample. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, wipe these swatches off, and then I'll be right back and we can do an eye look. Okay, so I already went ahead and primed my eyes with the Crow and Pebble eyeshadow primer in the shade Parchment. Let's go ahead and jump right on in. I'm gonna start off with this matte shade right here. I'm not even gonna bother to try and remember the numbers right now because the fact that they're out of order kind of threw me off. I'll just point, it's fine. There's definitely some kickback when I'm putting my brush in the pan. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap my brush off and then put that shade through my crease. Okay. Just kind of throwing it in. Kind of seeing what we're working with here, just because, like I said, don't really know what to expect from this formula. But I'm just going to start lightly buffing that out. I mean, it's building up pretty well, blending pretty easily. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a bit more of that shade with a slightly smaller, precise brush and put it right through the crease just to build it up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take the darker matte shade on a pencil brush. And again, I got a little bit of kick up from that, so I'm just going to tap my brush off, and then I'm going to take that shade and put it right on my outer V. Just adding some depth to this look. I'm barely using any. I figure it's always easier to build a little bit than it is to take away. It's blending really nicely. I'm going to go into this shade right here just because I feel like that's going to be such a pretty smoky moment on the lower lash line. And I'm going to blend that along the outer half. I feel like you can actually kind of see a little bit of the shimmer going on there, but it looks really nice. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and take this green shade next, that other more satiny one, and I'm going to pop it on the front of the lower lash line. Ooh, my bad. Got a little crazy with that. Maybe I should have gone in with a smaller brush, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and wipe off my blending brush on my hand really quickly just to get rid of the excess product. And I'm going to blend that out and soften the edges a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go into that really crazy foiled shadow. It looks so beautiful, but also just feeling the texture when I swatched it, it was a little bit on like the crumbly side. So I'm going to first go into my NYX glitter primer just because I really don't want to have that bronzy shade all over my face. Just going to take a little bit of that and pop it on my lid. I'm going to go ahead. Oh gosh, that is so pretty. Just going to tap that all over the lid. Wow. I mean, I'm still getting a bit of fallout, so it's a little bit messy, but it is a stunning texture. Okay, lots of fallout, so I'm going to go ahead and use my finger on the other eye, just see if that helps a little bit. Okay, I definitely like the way the finger is applying it better, because it's a little bit less fallout, and it also kind of smoothens out the texture, and it just looks, I mean, that looks so cool, even though I've got fallout everywhere. So some of the fallout is wanting to stick to my cheeks. I think that that shadow almost feels like a pressed pigment because of the texture, so it might be better to use that shade in particular if you didn't do your face first. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this shade, the last one we haven't used yet. I'm just going to go ahead and pick that up with my pencil brush and pop that on the inner corner. Trust me, I was definitely tempted to go in with this shade all over the lid as well today just because it is so beautiful. But I wanted to do a look where I could use every single shade on my eyes, so I went with this one. But I will definitely be putting that all over the lid next. Really quickly off camera, I'm going to go ahead and throw a brown liner in my waterline, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so quickly finishing up this look, I'm going to go into my Kaleidos Ray Rider highlighter. I just wanted something kind of soft and neutral today, and this will definitely give me that. Just going to take a fluffy highlighting brush and throw that on my cheekbones. And then for lips, I was actually sent through Octoly the Bite Yaysayer Plumping Lip Gloss. I believe that this lip gloss is brand new, and I got the shade Cider Donut. I was really curious about these specifically because plumping lip glosses don't normally work for me because my lips are really sensitive, but this is a vegan formula, and I believe, let's see if it says it on here. It says that it is infused with cinnamon oil, and I was wondering if my lips will be less sensitive to that, so I wanted to go ahead and give it a chance. Here's the shade. It looks to be a really beautiful fall color. It's like a rosy shade with a golden flip to it, so I think it could complement this look. And the packaging is kind of strange because you pull it up and it's actually like this little piece and then you twist. Oh, there it is. Oh, I did too much. And then it comes out like that. Okay, let's try. Oh my. I can't believe I just did that. Okay. Well, I'm literally such a mess. But it smells like cinnamon. So it smells like fall to me. It smells like walking in Hobby Lobby. I really love the color of it. It looks super glossy. Feels comfortable. It's not sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a minute, see if my lips react to it, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and just to quickly update you on the lip gloss, it is not hurting my lips. They don't feel sensitive to it, but I also don't really know if it is plumping them or if you can really see a difference, but I do think that it looks like a really beautiful gloss, and it smells really, really nice as well. So I am loving this makeup look. I have to say I'm a little bit shook by this palette. I'm really, really glad that I went ahead and gave it a chance. I think that it is such a beautiful bronzy eye. Like, this shade all over the lid. I go back and forth between being a neutral lover and a color lover, but I feel like I could wear that all the time. It is just so stunning and just like textured without being something that emphasizes your lids and looks funny. I think that the color story in this is really, really beautiful. It's something I could see myself using a ton. The mattes blended pretty easily. The shimmers look very stunning. I mean, there are two more satiny shades in here. I don't even mind because they are such a rich, creamy texture. So I'm really happy about this, and honestly, if they release more palettes and their color stories I like, I will be snatching them up. So that is everything for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.